Come on, Kyle. 60-minute adventure. We gotta go watch the F4 championship and make sure that the terrorists don't take over the championship. Come on, Kyle. It'll be 60 seconds. We'll time it up. Come on.
Oh man, Corey. It was so long. I can't believe it. We went to Qatar, and then we went to Bahrain, and then we went to Baku. All these countries, man. We couldn't save all the junior Formula 4 guys. It's terrible. And now they got sold out to oil money. Oh, what do we do, Corey? What do we do? Oh.
Shut up, Kyle. Get in the car, Morty. Get in the car. Get in the car, Kyle.
Oh, Corey, it's been 3 months. We haven't uploaded a podcast. Our followers are wondering where we are, Corey. What do we do?
It's all right. It's all right, Kyle. They'll understand. It's just a Kyle. It ain't been that long. We're good.
What? And it's so wonderful. Live life, breathe air. I know sometimes we're gonna get there. It's so wonderful.
It's a
I'm just telling you how I feel. So wake up, cause of our nation. It's our time to be.
There's no chance unless you
take one. Situation.
Leave it all to me.
Bring it on to me. Just leave it all to me.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Driving in Circles podcast. Clearly, none of the stupidity is left. We know we've been gone for about a month. We all had some stuff to do. Mostly, most of us were getting back to school and getting settled in, but we're back halfway through the NASCAR Series playoffs. And a very crazy Petit Le Mans, and a special somebody who has been at the race, who's going to give us a little bit of insight onto how that went. Boys, where do we want to start off with this return to the Driving Circles podcast?
Let's get it out the way because Mr. Johnson's going to be here for the first part of the podcast. Riley Herbst won a race. He won a race. He drove the car fast and he won a race. I think that's all that needs to be said about Las Vegas.
James, make sure to put an earphone warning like 5 seconds before that.
Got it.
If you think a Stone Cold is just going to skip by Riley Herbst getting it done and his home taking Las Vegas, I got something to say. Let me tell you something. Riley goddamn Herbst. I don't want to hear anybody else say he's trash, he sucks. I don't want to hear it, and I don't want niggas.
That boy Corey is pushing potato quality.
Oh man, I hope nobody heard that one. I hope nobody heard that one.
I don't want people jumping on the Riley Herbst bandwagon now that he finally broke through to get a win, which was SHR's 100th win, mind you. I don't want to hear it. So anybody that said, "Oh, Riley Herbst is trash," I want to say something. He went out there and beat everybody by 10 seconds. Suck your mom. 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 Suck your mom.
For everybody listening to the podcast,
we are so
Corey,
sorry.
Corey does not have a lot of good things that happen to him in racing. This is the one time he's gonna be happy.
So we were gonna talk about. I was the one that was at Petit Le Mans, and during the race on Saturday, I felt a chill at one point during the race, and it was real scary. I don't know what happened, but but I later found out that Riley Herbst did win that race, and I guess that's what I felt. I couldn't believe it. It's like I had to go inside, and like it's like I got sick for a bit, that's what happened. I can't believe Riley Herbst won that race. I later
End
asked,
times are near, Jose. The end times are near.
hell, Riley Herbst wins
Lucas
the
will
race, and,
take
and
the
there's
fields.
another war happened. So I mean, that's just where the track record ain't looking too good when Riley Herbst wins the race.
Telling me that he is the Nick Castiella of the Xfinity series. Is that what I'm hearing?
Uh,
Pretty much. Riley Herbst is the only Xfinity driver to win during an armed global conflict in the year of our Lord 2023. Just saying. Just saying.
Oh
But
man.
it was a fairly boring race. Riley Herbst whipped ass for real, for real. Don't I hate saying it, but he did. He cooked up. He chefed up a masterpiece. John Hunter Nemechek got second, which is always fun to see John Hunter Nemechek lose because he wins too much.
Yeah, they were absolute. I'll tell you what, they were absolutely meat riding him in the first half of that race. Like he started in the back, and they were like, "Oh man, 15 laps in, and John Hunter Nemechek is up to 16. Oh man, 5 laps later, he's up to 12. Man, this guy really knows how to wheel a race car." I'm just like, goddamn, get John Hunter Nemechek out of your throats for a goddamn second, and look at the actual racing. Man, I'm just pissed off that
it,
he
it, it
keeps
was it
pushing
was
this narrative.
almost Chase Elliott esque, and it was scary.
Yeah.
So it's getting a little nerve wracking that we're gonna have another Chase Elliott possibly. Getting a little scary. It's still like a leg. I don't want that.
No, as soon as John Hunter gets in that 42, they're gonna forget about him.
You right. You right.
Just like the first time he went to Cup.
Or just
Exactly.
like the last person to get into that 42
He
as a
who shall
rookie,
not be
coming off a
named.
great Xfinity year.
I'll tell you who came back to the Xfinity series. Ryan Reed, probably the biggest story of the weekend. Ryan Reed, after how long now? Almost six
How
years
long,
out of
Corey?
being
You're
an
the
Xfinity.
Ryan Reed expert. How long?
About since 2018. If we're full, like 2018. Thanks, Lily Diabetes, you pieces of shit. I hate y'all company. Fuck Lily Diabetes for that. To the day
Hey,
I
but if Lily
die.
Diabetes would like to sponsor an episode, we're
Man, fuck them niggas. We ain't diabetic over here. Get your blood sugar up, little nigga. Fuck out my face.
But
Hey,
let's talk
we
about
might need the
but
diabetes.
let's talk about Ryan Reed, who overcame the shitty MBM equipment to finish a very respectable 20th. Let's give it up to him. He beat,
Yeah.
in massive quotations, playoff driver Jeb Burton.
Yeah. Hey, as many longtime followers of the pod know, we are vivid Jeb Burton haters. We know him as the fifth best Burton. Who do we got in front of him? James, tell him.
We have number one, Ms. Burton. Number two,
Miss Burton.
number two, Jeff Burton. Number three, Ward Burton. Number four, Harrison Burton. And number five, Slim, who has changed his name to Michael Burton. And number six is where we put Jeb Burton.
No, you forgot about Harrison's mom, Kim Burton. You forgot Kim Burton.
Kim Burton.
Yeah, so Jeb Burton is not even the best person that legally has their name Burton.
Oh, what about Tim Burton? Nightmare Before Christmas. Tim Burton.
The author?
The film guy, yeah, the director of that one Halloween movie. Halloween is coming up, folks, and I know Jose is dressing up as a clown.
No, that's just how he. That's just how he look. That's just how Jose looks.
That's just how he looks.
No, I
But
don't mean to come to you like that,
speaking of Mr. Clown, Jose, we have a 10-hour race to talk about. And
So
you
yeah,
were there. Let the people know.
I
Inform the
was
masses.
fortunately invited to come to Atlanta by some people that I know inside IMSA. I was basically the VIP access. I got access to the start stand. I got access to the Michelin Tower. And I also got access to race control, and I got to experience how like um how the behind the scenes stuff. You know, we watch it on TV and we take a lot of stuff for granted, and how a chaotically organized race control is, and how what goes into an IMSA weekend. I got to see. I'm not gonna say meet. I met a couple people, but I definitely saw a lot of very important people in racing. You know, for example, I saw all three of the FAF guys that who we love near and dear to our hearts. Um, you know, that's just one example. I saw every car on the field. So yeah, no, I got there. And that's just only the WeatherTech stuff. You know, I got to see the VP challenge stuff, the Mazda races. I actually saw a crash in front. I was in the start stand for it. Um, I think it was in the first race. So yeah, it was very cool. Hopefully, we get into more detail later about me going to Road Atlanta. I want to thank shout out to my dog Preston. Uh, my buddy on the start stand, buddy from karting, who was able to get me into the event. It was fucking dope.
Let's give us a little round of applause. Good job, Jose. Good job. Good job. But I will say you were in the Atlanta area, yet you did not pull up, Jose. You did
I
not
told
pull
you,
up.
you knew
You did
where I
not
was
pull
gonna
up.
be at,
You didn't pull up.
and I'll be
I'm
damned.
here now, but I'm here now, and as soon as I got here,
No,
you
as
did.
soon as I leave, you come.
I'm just
That's
saying.
just how you
I'm just
guys are,
saying.
bro.
I roll up and you flee. You flee. You know what I mean? I get there and you like, oh, I'm going back to
I find
New
it
Orleans.
almost insane
And
how
just crazy, man. I
how
tell you what date I'm gonna be there, and you
people
make sure
duck
you gone
smoke.
before the date I said I'm gonna be there. That's wild. That's wild to
People
me.
be ducking that smoke, and that's
That's
crazy.
wild to me. But continue, continue, continue.
Like I said, it was unless you guys have questions about like what the inner workings are, like I was there for the whole 10 hours, you know, the fan walk. It's hopefully I sent the guys some pictures. Hopefully they post them. We got our name on the shank car. It was on the left front quarter panel. Um,
Yes.
so yeah,
Yes.
well, all our names are even good old Chase. You know, the five of us were on the winning Meyer Shankar, and I think adding our names on there, especially mine, added about a little bit of horsepower on it. So,
I mean, if anything, adding your big ass name probably slowed it down. That's all I'm saying. You probably made it harder for them to win, if we're being honest.
They thought they
the
left
weight
power
the weight
steering
of
over there.
Jose's name right there on that left front tire probably gave him that extra grip that they needed. Either that or it caused really bad tire wear on that left front.
so yeah, we got our name on the car. I was able to see, you know, the FAF car in its final run, the Corvette in the, you know, the factory Corvette.
Jose, I have a very important question. A very important question. Do they have a button in race control? Do they have a button when they need to shoot up to the broadcast booth about when it's time to when it's time to start talking about Corvette every like 20 seconds?
So funny enough, there is a guy in race control whose specific job is to communicate with the broadcast people. So they won't say anything about like, oh, talk about Corvette, talk about Corvette. I didn't watch the broadcast, so I don't know how it went. But he communicates like when it's a good time to go to commercial break, or when like if they need to know a certain piece of information, that certain guy in race control will communicate to NBC, like, hey, that guy's going to be out, because every single team can communicate to race control, and race control can communicate to every team individually. So, like, if there's a problem, you know, they'll announce it. Like when let me see, for example, um, shit, there was so much that happened. Um, I'm trying to think of a good example.
Oh no, Jose, you were telling me my favorite story of the weekend was the Paul Miller racing story. Just tell him
So
that one.
so so
That one
so,
was
so
good.
this is very low key. And I mean, I don't think I'll get in trouble. Not a lot of people watch. You know, we're not global yet. But so on the back of the Paul Miller number one, and you can see it in the while I was walking through pit lane. You can see on the back of their emblem where the emblem's supposed to be, in where it says the regular logo, it says BMW. It said BOPSUX, and I personally found that hilarious. I don't think a lot of people in IMSA liked it. Um, so I just thought that was funny. They clinched the championship anyway. I think IMSA. I don't know if they're gonna do anything with that. Um, so yeah, a little bit of Paul Miller brouhaha happening there. A nice good old how they feel about the BOP. I know James doesn't like it. Um, but
No,
that
I
was
found it very funny because well, I was doing some reading upon before the Petit Le Mans, and I saw that BMW had been taking 4 horsepower away. I guess that's what they're angry about. And they didn't really. I guess they said, oh fuck it, we'll go throw it on the car because we already clinched the championship. Let's go have a little fun out there and poke fun at IMSA because we had this record breaking GTD season, and they decided to do this on the last race of the season.
so will next year will that car suck and they'll switch manufacturers just like our Faf boys?
Oh man. Hey, apparently to Scuba Steve, they said that the BOP had nothing to do with it. I think it had some part to do with it.
Interesting.
Scuba Steve said that it had nothing to do with the BOP, but I'm gonna say it played like a 10%, 20% chance in why they switched. But yeah, that's another big story is that Faf moving over to McLaren. All of our boys, all of our Porsche factory boys that we've grown to love and know, main staples are not going to be racing that car anymore. As they're going to be McLaren, and that is going to be a corporate McLaren team, like an Aero McLaren or a Formula E McLaren. The corporate papaya and blue and black is going to be on the car, from what Scuba Steve said. So it's going to be very interesting to see. They said that the plaid is not going to be completely gone, but I can't see how you can have orange plaid. It's just not the same as red and black. So that being said, we want to look at the results from this Petit Le Mans. Let's
Yeah, yeah. There was a lot of there was a great points battle in obviously in GTP that was very important. That could have gone to one of like 4 or 5 drivers mathematically in. But you also had a great battle, and I think in LMP it was either I think it was 3 between the Ben Keating car. Or Kyle, correct me if I'm wrong. It was the Ben Keating
LMP2, LMP2.
LMP2. LMP2 it was between the 52, the Ben Keating car, and then the 11 of TDS. I think that's the team.
Yep.
So it was funny because during the race, I'm on the start stand watching those two fight it out because I know they were in for a championship, and I got to see the TDS car just completely eat shit and choke his championship away. I felt really bad. Um, that was great. Obviously the both GTD and GTD Pro, both their championships got clinched. One thing I do want to say, I saw a lot of comments on the Lexus when the 14 crashed in like turn 4 or 5. So a lot of people were blaming that sign when it got hit by the 14. And people were blaming the sign. People were mad at IMSA. But the funny thing about that is people don't know is that there is a divot, a little like crater that the Vassar Sullivan car hit, and some of the bottom of the car got stuck, and obviously they kept going, and it was dragging, and the sign obviously didn't help, but that's the main reason why the car blew up like that. And I just had to clarify, like people were saying that it was a sign's fault, and people were like, why would IMSA do that? Now I'm not gonna be an IMSA defender now, but I just wanted to clarify that, and I saw a lot of people were getting upset about that. Um, yeah, no, it was a great race. Early drama with the 6 Penske getting wrecked, just being wrong place, wrong time. James knows a lot about that from Home Cup.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, from Home Cup. So it sucked. It ended their championship. Great for them to get
Also
the
ended
car.
my championship.
Great for them to get the car back out there and able to finish the race. Um, Controversy at the end. Kyle, if you want to go ahead and explain that, and I'll explain my view of it.
I'll tell you what, man. It was a move that, in my eyes, personally, didn't need to be made that soon. The move happened at precisely 57 minutes left in the race. A very, very, very strong Acura Wayne Taylor Racing race car went for a move that just didn't stick. And I don't know. It's kind of a 50-50, but I could definitely see Philippe Albuquerque definitely made a move that he knew it's just theoretically you're not going to be able to make it too wide into turn one at Road Atlanta. Where is the inside car going to go without spinning himself out? Naturally, when you take that corner, especially as shallow as the 31 did, he's just going to wash out way to the left side of the racetrack, which is what he did. Gave the 10 a quarter of a car width. You don't count the curbs. Gave a quarter of a car width. 10 just went straight. There was no way he was going to make the move and make it stick. So, to be honest, racing incident, I think was the right call. Just a poor timing and execution by the 10. Like 57 minutes left, you could still have a lot of time. They still had lap cars that they still could have, made the move on. Just a little too early, in my opinion. What do you think, Jose?
Yeah, and I agree. If that 10, what it did seem to be, it was between them, the 01, and the 60 towards the end. The 01 looked like the fastest car all day, in my opinion. Um, but, pit cycles and the late cautions. Uh, no, in my opinion, the 10 went for it way too early. Yeah, you're right. There was about, we'll call it an hour left in the race, and the 10 was catching. He tried something the lap before, I think, and he backed out. And for them to take the move on the outside going into one was way too ambitious on my side, on like in my personal opinion. Um, so if you for people that don't know, um, IMSA hired IMSA hires some drivers to give like, so it's not only the stewards, the race director making decisions. They'll also get input from other people in the race control room. And the drivers that they have Christian Fittipaldi, and they have Johan, I think it's Johan Overbeek. So two former IMSA guys that drove in the series, and they were giving drivers perspective, and everyone in the room pretty much agreed that it was just way too early to make that move, and the 10 was pretty ambitious, and unfortunately that's how it ended. I'm glad Albuquerque is okay, because it was a 33G crash, I think, from what I saw in the race control room, because you get stuff like that over there. um it was a pretty ambitious move. You hate to see it for what was it, the third or fourth time in a row that they go into hopefully winning the championship, and the Acura just doesn't get it done.
It's
Um,
a shame. They pull out all the stops every year.
they did, and they
It's
look
just a
good. I
shame. I
thought. I
think they brought
thought.
in Brendan Hartley last year. Didn't they bring in Brendan Hartley last year? They brought in Jordan Taylor this year. It's just a shame for that 10 car.
Yeah, no,
There's only but so
Kyle.
much you could do.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you something that will really help them next year. They're going to be bringing in a sister car, and you know what? That's exactly what that team needs, because being a single car operation, when they crash, they're giving way too many points up for another team to come swoop it in and take the points gap. Like, remember Long Beach? They went for that move on the Porsche, and they crashed and they lost a ton of points there. Pretty much bringing in this sister car will help pick up the pieces that there's if the main 10 car wrecks out, then they could hopefully salvage for some points.
Understandable.
So yeah,
But
no,
let's
the 60, after a couple more late restarts, I thought that would have been the final caution when the 18 of the LMP2 car crash with Dwight Merriman and Rasmussen. I thought they were going to be the final.
Rasmus Lynn.
Rasmus Lynn. I thought they were going to be the caution that ends the race. But race control worked very, very hard. Like I said, it's chaotic organization to hurry up and get that car off the track to be able to finish under green. So at 5 minutes left, I think they restarted the race again. But then the right 16 Porsche just it's even hard to. People were asking. Kyle was asking me how did that car catch fire, and coming down the hill. I guess it was taking a couple hits. I know Rexy might have been involved. The Lambo might have been involved, but it just came into 3 and 4 just on fire. It was cool for I forget who the driver was, but he put it all by himself. And the 60 ended up winning with our names on the car. And the 31 took home the IMSA WeatherTech GTP championship. It was very fun. Even if these guys know I probably could get a gig with IMSA. I hope and pray, knock on wood. But even if it doesn't go my way, I'm definitely gonna go to Road Atlanta next year because it was absolutely something that's pretty memorable.
Yeah. Great weekend for racing, really. But then let's go to, I wouldn't say a snooze fest, especially at the end, but pretty long build up to the cup race on Sunday. Las Vegas, rolling the dice. There was no dice rolling. There was no bold strategies. It was just an on-brand race.
Well, actually, there was a crazy strategy that Martin Truex Jr. took. You guys probably saw the whole race. I know he did something like they did something that just didn't work.
At all.
What happened?
Corey, what is he cackling about? What are you cackling about?
We're talking about the cup race, right?
Yeah, bro, wasn't listen. We were talking about Martin Truex Jr. in the cup race.
He got his first top 15 in the playoffs. Excuse me, in the playoffs, which is
Okay,
a very wild stat, to be honest with you. The fact that it took him this long to get a top 15.
this just shows how important the regular season championship is with this Martin Truex Jr. performance. Because think about it. If the regular season championship has gotten him this far without a top, what, 15th?
Yeah.
How far would it, how William Byron would be 100 points to clear every race? William Byron could have blindfolded himself and drove these races and still made it to the round of 8. It's just I feel like playoff points should be dialed back in the regular season because I get it is a crutch and Martin Truex Jr. has used it like a crutch, which he's entitled to. But I feel like it kind of ruins the product when you have the championship, when you have the regular season champion doing absolutely niche and still limping it all the way to the round of 8, and then you got guys like Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain that all went out this round who realistically have been busting their asses, getting good, consistent finishes, and it just hasn't come to fruition. And you got Martin Truex out here getting 20th every round. Just a little, you know what I mean? Just a little kick in the pants for those guys, but
I mean, we can go ahead and talk about that format all day. I'm very anti.
it's good to a point. There's a lot that needs to be fixed with the playoff format, and I feel like way too many playoff points are awarded to the point where I could go out and dominate the regular season, and then when playoff time hits, I can score nothing but 20th place finishes and get my way to the championship race. And it's like, come on now, it's a little, it's just a little too much. You know what I mean?
And then there's the opposite of that with 2020 with Harvick. I think didn't Harvick win the regular season championship
Yes,
in 2020, and then he like had two bad races in the round
and
of
got
eight.
kicked and got
So yeah,
kicked.
that's this is just the tale of the same. This is just two sides of the same coin, really.
Yeah,
So
it's like
if we're being honest, it's just the playoff format. It swings the
it
spectrum
gives
of the
us it
playoff
gives it
format.
gives us the whole unpredictability thing because you never know what's gonna happen. It's like, damn, dog. I
It it doesn't
kind
become
of
special
want
anymore.
some clarity. I don't want it being up to chance. I don't want to be cooking, have 17 race wins in the regular season, and then I get dumped at Darlington and what's the second round of the playoffs? The second race of the playoffs. I get dumped
Right.
at like Darlington and Kansas, and then I have a decent race at Bristol, but then I end up getting bounced because my playoff points couldn't carry me, and it's just dumb. Or on the
Hell,
same side, I win all these races, and then I DNF 3 races in a row, and bingo, bango, I'm still in the playoffs because whatever.
I'll say this is my take on the playoff format. Any format where you can win, I'm not. This will likely never ever happen, but in a format where you could realistically win every single race and finish second in the last one and lose the championship, that does not seem right to me. That's all I will say. Because you could go out, win 35 of the 36 races the schedule, finish second and lose the championship. That's that's just insane to me.
It's a bloody disgrace.
It's a disgrace, absolute disgrace. It's you think about it. This championship it's gonna be either really cool or really boring because it's looking like we're gonna get the boring side of the coin. We're getting Larson, we're getting Byron. You know, we might get Truex and maybe one fun guy. We might get a Christopher Buescher, but it's not looking good, guys. We might get a Reddick in there. We might get a Blaney in there, but it's not
It'd be
looking
cool.
good. That
It'd
would be
be
cool, but I would not be happy with a Seabell, Truex, Larson, Byron Final Four at all, and I wouldn't be happy in the slightest.
you know who I'd be really happy to win the championship? Denny fucking Hamlin. I
That
really
would
want
be
to see
cool.
it.
Yes, that's
I
Yes,
want
we need
Denny.
a Denny Hamlin title push. Like
Yeah,
finally,
honestly,
Denny Hamlin should really just pull the Peyton Manning, win this championship. Say, I whipped all your favorite drivers. I'm going to Cancun, and y'all never gonna catch me again.
I
That's what
really
I'd
want
do.
that.
that's a it,
That's all
it,
he's got to
it,
do.
it,
Obviously, if Larson doesn't win the title, the only person I'd be happy with winning is Denny Hamlin. That's literally it.
I don't
Or
have a
Reddick.
horse in this race. I like Tyler Reddick because he's 23-11, but I don't really have a horse in this race. You know
As
what
long as
that
honestly,
means?
as long as Byron
No, no, no,
isn't
no,
there.
no. You know what that means? I don't have a horse in this race. You know what that means? Jose, you don't got one either. You know what this means, Jose?
what it means.
Sports betting to make the races entertaining.
Let's go, baby.
Let's
I'm going
go,
Denny Ham. I'm
baby.
betting the house on Dennis Hamlin.
Yeah.
As long as
But
William Byron doesn't make it to Phoenix, we'll be good. As long as he doesn't. Yeah, we don't need to buy.
let's check that because
Society
I'm pretty sure he's like 30 points to the good already.
is. We need him. We need God Himself to intervene.
We need a disaster.
He I did not realize how close the playoff bubble was.
Yeah,
Willem Byron is only 9 points to the good. Truex is 2. Denny is 2. And Christopher is the first one out, -2.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get some heartbreak here.
We're definitely going to get a lot of heartbreak. So Kyle Larson is in, which means one of the 4 fun guys that we have, being Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, and Chris Buescher, are going. And it's a shame.
So yeah, we have a
The dream rest of my Final Four would be Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and Ryan Blaney. I'd
that
love that a lot.
I'd be happy with any one of those niggas winning the championship. Like dead ass, obviously. If not, I wouldn't be mad at anyone. As long as it's not fuck ass William Byron. As long as it's not William Byron, I don't give a damn who wins this title. Because as
yeah.
my father so eloquently put it, Joey Logano, that nigga gone. As my father so eloquently put it.
He did. But preview next week. It's a damn shame because it's during the day.
And also not the championship race, like like how God intended.
I feel God intended. Home show Miami. You know, just irks my soul.
Like
It's such an
Arizona is on
amazing
a
race venue. Has been
Arizona not
stripped of
even
everything it has been
Arizona
stripped of everything. You know what I mean?
Arizona not even a championship state for real. Like I don't
We
when
could
you think
put
of
the championship
championships,
at Martinsville. We're being so inclined.
James, when you think of it, what's a championship state? What's a
When I think of a
championship state?
championship state, I think of Texas,
What do you?
California,
I think
Florida.
I think I think of New Orleans.
That little state, boy, I spill a couple water
That's
jets
a
on
knee
bitches over.
slapper right there. That's a knee slapper right
What?
there.
What? I'm
Oh,
being
God, man, you're really
serious.
funny. You're a really funny guy,
You're a
Jose,
really
man. You ever
funny
try to
guy,
stand
huh?
up? You ever tried to do stand up before, man? You used to get up there,
Everyone
man.
point and laugh, Jose. Point and laugh, point and laugh. But back to what we are saying. When I think of championship states, I think of like Michigan. Yeah, you gotta think of Motor
Michigan,
City. You gotta think of New York. You know what I mean?
New York.
New York.
You had a whole bunch of losers in New York.
I'm sorry. Your favorite football team is the Aints. If you don't get on somewhere with J Lo,
Y'all.
your
Oh,
quarterback
let's
is a
not.
thief. Your quarterback is a thief
Your
that stole
quarterback's a
$30
thief.
worth of crab legs. Your quarterback stole $30 worth of crab legs from the People's Publix. How about that?
Absolutely
How about
insane. That
that?
was when he was a
How about
Buccaneer.
that? How about that? From the People's Publix, $30 worth of crab legs. Shut up.
We ain't gonna talk about this.
Back to what I was saying. Arizona is not a championship state. You know how I can tell Arizona is not a championship state? Because them Diamondbacks is getting whooped in the NL Championship
Matthew
Series right now.
Sheridan, if you're watching this, cover your ears. Cover your ears,
Cover
Matthew.
your
Cover
ears.
your
Cover your
ears.
ears.
Curious Matthew.
I'm just saying. They're getting whooped in the NLCS right now. Arizona is not a state of champions at all. Move it
Hell,
back
we
to
want to really
Florida.
break it down. If
Move
you
it
want
to
to really break it
Darlington. How
down,
about that? Let's move it to Darlington.
what's a
You know what I mean?
championship city? What? Because Phoenix not a championship city. I know that for a fact.
Miami.
My little
Miami.
ass Suns can't get shit done. My little fuck ass Phoenix Suns can't do a damn thing. A damn.
That boy Corey is spirited because he is a Phoenix Suns fan himself.
Let me calm down. Let me calm down. Let me
But
calm
Jose, what do you
down.
think a good champion? What do you think a good championship location is?
Like you said, Darlington. I feel like that's a safe one. I would say Bristol, but I don't know how you feel about that putting it on a short track, even though short track's the thing.
I
Um,
do love Bristol. I do like it, but I don't think the short track racing is good enough right now.
Yeah,
yeah,
if we were still in the Gen 6 era, then
Almost
absolutely.
definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think
But like
it's
right now, the where we are with this next gen car, let me get stuck on. Right now, here we are with this Gen 7 car. I don't think we could do a short track, at least until they figure out the package. Take the
Which
splitters off, take the little mud flaps off. Don't do
take
all that
the
hanky danky bull. You
take
know.
the diffuser off. Take the defussy off. Take the defussy off. Take off the defussy.
I definitely think Darlington is probably the safest bet in my.
Yeah.
But yeah, so who do we have winning for Miami?
Miami, oh, we don't have Kyle here, but
No, Kyle already
I'm
put
a.
his pick in. Kyle put his pick in. He put in JJ Yaley.
Brother is
Bold pick.
retarded.
Bold pick.
Bull
Bold
pick.
pick. Bold pick.
Bold
I'm gonna
pick.
go my guy Tyler Reddick. 23-11 has absolutely cranked it up since going into the playoffs. They got Bubba to around the 12. Tyler Reddick has a chance at this championship. I'm gonna pick Tyler Reddick to win his way into the championship
I
for
guess
us.
I should have
Right.
let myself pick first because that's what I was gonna pick. Um, my gut is gonna tell me Dennis Hamlin, but
Mm-hmm.
I won't go with my gut. I'm gonna say Martin Truex Jr. shut some people up, and he gets the win.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what? You know
Mr.
what?
Johnson.
I remember I said this after Kansas. I was never, ever, ever, never, ever, never, ever, ever gonna pick a Roush car to win after I got let down. I was nah, because I remember at Kansas it was I'm either picking Tyler Reddick or Chris Buescher, and I picked Chris Buescher, and then look what happened. And then I went to Talladega and I picked Brad Keselowski, and look where that got me. So you know what? I'm gonna give him one more chance. Christopher Bell.
What?
Whoa.
Bro, went on this whole spiel. I thought he was gonna say Christopher Busher. That
It,
boy hooked
yeah,
the
be
left.
yapping.
Yeah. For funsies, I'll take Christopher Busher. I'll take Christopher Busher. As I say that, Christopher Bell's gonna lap the field en route to
Yeah.
clutching up and locking himself into the race.
So I
He's
don't
gonna
know if
clutch
you
up.
guys saw on Twitter, according to last year, had the entire 267 laps gone to green. Kyle Larson would have won the race. Second place would have been like Martin Truex Jr. a lap down, and then third place I think was like Ross Chastain 2 laps down. So if they bring that goddamn car this weekend, they're probably gonna give it to William Byron to lock him in the title race. But
Man,
Probably.
fuck that nigga.
yeah,
He
it's
ain't
got
earned that shit. He ain't earned that dominant performance. Fuck that nigga. He don't deserve that shit. He don't deserve. Man, let Kyle Larson put two up on y'all. Let him go back to back on y'all bitch ass.
I think this is where we gotta end it.
so yeah. Before Corey, gets an
Gets
aneurysm,
us demonetized even more.
we're gonna go ahead and end it off here. I want to thank.
I'm gonna start acting like my dad. Don't play with me. I'm gonna start acting like my father. Y'all better wrap this up quick.
We want to give
Y'all
a
got
special
y'all got
thanks to the
30
Path
seconds.
Boys who
Thank
we
you.
have made our guy. You know what? We're gonna put this to a fan vote. Now Kyle's not here to sign off on these decisions, but we're gonna put this to a fan vote. Who the official GT sponsor, quotation sponsor? You're not paying us any money. We're just promoting you for free, just because we love GT racing so much, and it makes a little logo. We've made some prototypes. We're gonna put down in our Instagram story wherever a vote on which one you want to replace the good old Path Boys. It's a shame it has to be done. We love the Path Boys. We've loved them since that Rolex 24. We stayed up all 24 hours to watch that race. It was a good time. It was a great time, but some things end.
So yeah, we got a multitude of logos. Hopefully, we'll show them here. So yeah, you guys vote on them. Maybe we won't replace the Fat Boys logo, since it's such an iconic car. We'll put a little bit more at the end. But yeah, that'll bring us to the end. Kyle had to go, or he had a bedtime or something. Just want to say thanks. Thanks for watching us again. Thank you for being loyal. Thank you for listening, is what I meant to say. But that'll do it. Any last words, Corey, James?
What do
Hasta
we do
la
if
vista.
what do we do if the McLaren looks really really good for Pat?
Uh,
I
What do we
feel
do then?
I feel like we have to. I feel like we have to go back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll definitely. A real man admits when they're wrong.
We'll
Yeah,
go back.
yeah.
We'll go to the plaid papaya. We'll do the papaya
But
flag again.
definitely over the summer and winter, we will be changing it up just a tad, so we're not old school.
But yeah, so thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. You guys have a
Big preach.
yay. Thank you.
We put up a 40. We put up a 40 minute.
Put up that 40 minutes. Know what I'm
40,
saying?
40,
Sometimes
40,
you gotta, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
I
40,
didn't.
saying?
I didn't
40.
even
Say 40.
realize.
Say 40, Jose. Say 40,
Hold it.
40,
Hold it.
40,
Hold
40,
on.
40.
Man, Nas boys, y'all can.
Pull up in a Ford Focus. Pull up in a Ford Focus. Pull up in a Ford Focus. Skirt, 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 skirt. Pull up in a Ford Focus. Pull up in a Ford Focus. Pull up in a Ford Focus, nigga.